All right, let's add some images to our document. Very often, not always, but very often, it's a good idea to put images on its own layer and type on the other layer. That is not always true, but in this exercise, that's the way we're going to do it. And in other projects in my classes, it's easier to do it that way. So remember that we are in Window Workspace Essentials, right? And we have the Layers palette enabled. So layers should be enabled. So the Layers palette should be in your upper right over here. And it's just like in Photoshop. We can just stack layers on top of each other with this Create New Layer icon. Before we do that, let's name our layers. So double click on Layer 1 and let's call it Type. Make a new layer with a new layer icon. And double click on what is now layer 2 and let's call it Images. Okay. Make sure the Images layer is enabled. Okay, so you want to make sure that the images are going on Images and the type is on Type. Sometimes I'll even lock down the layer that I'm not working on just to make sure I don't mess stuff up. You don't necessarily have to do that, but make sure Images layer is enabled. So come over to the rectangle frame tool and draw a big frame over top of your text in column 2, spanning the column. It can be over the text. We're going to fix that layer later. With the bounding box visible, go to File, Place, and choose the dog image. And in your resources folder, click open, and it's a huge image, so it's going to fill up like this. So let's fix the fitting. Go to Object, Fitting, and the two you'll use most often are Fill Frame Proportionally and Fit Content Proportionally. Click Fit Content Proportionally for this, and you can see there'll be like space up and above and beyond below the image. Now you could enable the black arrow and you could grab these handles and you could get the frame to fit as they're supposed to around this image, because I don't want this image here with all this blank space up here. Or you can have the bounding box visible and go to Object, Fitting, Fit Frame to Content. So now the frame fits the image. So with the frame fitting the image, with the black arrow, I can click, hold, and drag, and I can put the image right at the very top, so the top of the image is at the top of the margin. Okay, so it's covering some of this text, so let's fix that. I'm going to unlock, I had the type layer unlocked, and again, you don't have to have the type layer locked. I just do that to make sure everything's going in the right place. That's just me. Enable the type layer. With the black arrow, click on the text box and just pull the text down away from the doggy and just somewhere around the 6.5 inch mark, but it doesn't have to be exact, just so your document looks similar to mine with some space underneath it. Okay, so now that we did that, the square showed up, showing us that there's text overflow. So we'll make a new page, and then we'll flow the text into the next page. So come over to your tabs on the right, click on the Pages tab, and you can see something weird, like why is this offset to the right? And I'm going to explain that in a second. So to make a new page, it's just like making a new layer. Click the New Page icon, and it made a new page, which is nice, but look how it's like offset like this. What's going on? Well, don't do this, but just watch. I'll make another page, and now you see it's a 2-page layout here. So over here in the Pages palette, page 1 is offset to the right, and then page 2 and 3 are 2-page layout. That's intentional for print, because that's typically what you would use for like a magazine layout, etc., or a book, whatever. However, I did this on purpose because I wanted to show you something here. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to delete, I have page 3 enabled here. I'm going to delete it by clicking on the trash can. go to fix this, the way to get it set up the way we want it, click File, Document Setup, and then disable facing pages. Now, when we created this document, we could have, at the very, very beginning, disabled facing pages, and that would have worked. Okay, but I just wanted to show you this. Okay, so let me click OK. Now the pages are lined up correctly the way I want them, and we'll go to the next video and we'll finish up this exercise. So save your file, and I'll see you in the next video.